Are we back? Hey everybody, we're back. We just are talking. We were talking more on the lover and the giver page as we were trying to reconnect. But I am focused. You can still say hello back to the people and say what happened. There's nothing wrong with that. We're on two different phones. This is unscripted as we always unscripted and obviously unedited. So sometimes our connection is not great, but we should be back on Brandon's line, Chuck's line. But anyway, so what were we talking
you said
about?
It's unedited.
Yeah, I know, but you trying to really have it unedited.
Trying to have a R. Kelly moment. Well,
no, don't even do
not
that.
the R. Kelly moment. What would it be?
I don't know. But
the Ray J. Kim Kardashian moment right now.
Really?
The crazy Christians.
No, we're not being that crazy.
Crazy Christians.
I made a joke of telling him that we should do, since he always wants me to not be clothed. I said we should do the nudie bedroom talk. And he was like, "Oh yeah, we get excited." No, we're not doing
the nudie bedroom talk. If
y'all
y'all want to see the nudie bedroom talk,
nobody wants to see us nudie
if y'all
bedroom
want to do the nudie bedroom talk,
I don't even want to see us do a
nudie bedroom talk.
No,
go ahead and put some likes on it
anyway.
Right
Everybody can see
Christians
your chest right there. You know, we can.
Yeah, I worked on my chest yesterday. It was pretty good. Okay. And that's another thing about crabs in a barrel. Because one thing about it is, people always, I got a cousin, right? I got a cousin who, used to work out with me, my mama's nephew, and he used to work out with me every day. That was when I was first hurt and bitter and everything. And, he got his gym membership. He wanted to spend time with me. We used to lift weights and stuff like that. And so, he always was stronger than me. He's very much stronger than me. I don't hide that. I don't deny it. He, big country boy. He scares me, all types of stuff. But he always wanted to find out what what do they call rituals? Rituals? He always wanted to find out what type of exercises that I was doing. Ain't there rituals? That's a part of rituals.
Exercise?
No, it wasn't. It was another word for it.
I don't know what it is.
I was trying to be smart, and give you a big word, but he was trying to find out
just be you.
the different ways,
what you mean.
the different exercises that I do, the different ways to lift weights. And, he worked out with me for about a good 2 months or whatever. Then next thing I'd call him out of the blue and I'd be like, we're going to work out. I ain't heard from him in about a week or 2 weeks. And he'd be like, no, I'm not going to work out. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm lifting my coffee with my cup. Next thing I'm just at the gym at an unnormal hour. I believe I took off that day or something went on. I was on vacation. And he was up in the gym doing the same exercises that I told him. You know what I mean? I think it's workout rituals, though, Judy.
Okay.
That ain't the word for it.
Yeah, that could be a word for it.
Workout rituals. Yeah, I knew what I was talking about. But he took those things and he went beyond, he went upon himself to do everything that I told him to do. And now the boy is cut up. He always been cut, but he's very cut up now. But the thing about it is, now he's stronger than me, but he always gives me credit about lifting weights and how he always gives me props about the way that I lift weights and what he saw out of me lifting weights and what he got out of me lifting weights. When he's around people, he talks about how he worked out with me, how much he was lifting or how much I was lifting or whatever. So that was very inspiring for me, to where he didn't say, man, he took everything that I knew and he was like, man, you can't lift, you ain't nothing, blah, 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 blah. He just gave credit where credit is due. Now, you do have people like that, but don't think for a minute that people that's around those people don't see what you saw, what you taught them. So it's just like Y'all remember when Cisco first came out? Now Cisco had the blonde hair.
Right?
Cisco had the blonde hair. Cisco had the little silk clothes or whatever. He had a feminine little, and I know his cousins are on here. His cousin is my sister, whatever. But he had a little feminine side to him, you know. But one thing that Cisco had took away that, you know, people avoided every talent that he, or every distraction that he might had, and put his sound, put the Drew Hill sound along with Jodeci. They sounded just like Jodeci, the same sound. But anytime that you ever heard Cisco talk, Cisco would always give Jodeci props of where he got that sound from, where he got that them ad libs from, and everything that he got out of KC. You know, they tried to do the same thing with Trey Songz and R. Kelly, even though they said that Trey Songz dissed R. Kelly, but we know clearly if it wasn't for R. Kelly, there would be no Trey Songz. That sound, that whole sound that R. Kelly had, you know, Trey Songz got it out of him. You can go back to, it was a female rapper or something that took somebody's sound.
Well, I mean,
but anyway,
you got your point.
You see all of these.
The point of the matter is, if a person is going to take something that they should acknowledge where they got it from, they should always give their props and be humble, really. But you know, when the reason they call it crabs in a barrel is because crabs, when they're in that barrel, will pull down another crab who's almost out to see if they can get on top of the other crab. So there are people who, you know, you're talking about good people who will say, look, you know, I like that. I think I can work with that. I'm always going to acknowledge where I got it from, but I'm going to go on and try to make it my own. That's cool. But crabs in a barrel really refers to people who are literally going to pull you down as they try to stand on top of you in order to get out of the barrel.
You can go back to the Nature Boys.
Oh, dear.
Y'all don't even know, I don't think half of y'all that's wrestling fans knows, do y'all know that there are 3 Nature Boys? The first Nature Boy is who? Now, some of y'all would be like, the first Nature Boy is Ric Flair. No, it's not. The first Nature Boy is Buddy Roberts, Fabulous Freebird original. That's the first Nature Boy. Ric Flair took the Nature Boy and took it to a whole nother level. Took it to a whole nother level of Buddy Roberts. Never gave him credit as far as that. He just took what he did was Buddy Roberts had the name, but Ric Flair had the name and the style. Then after Buddy Roberts was Buddy Landell, who had the prettiest elbow. Good Lord have mercy, the prettiest flying elbow, yeah. Ric Flair had the lazy elbow, right? But it was, yeah, he had a lazy elbow. Now it was pretty. Ric Flair had an elbow and he had the knee drop. The knee drop to the head was better because it had more style. But Buddy Landell with his elbow had style and he was very flamboyant with the robes and stuff like that. But Ric Flair, it was 3 Nature Boys, but Ric Flair just took the Nature Boy and just went crazy. But the third Nature Boy was Buddy Landell. But Buddy Landell was an alcoholic and all types of stuff. He could have took Ric Flair's style to the next level, but I think he had a bunch of stuff, but he didn't have the charisma and the mouth. But Ric Flair had the mouth, he had the charisma in order to take where the Nature Boy took him. But the thing about it is, no, he wasn't a crab in the barrel, because I don't think he ever partnered with Buddy Roberts. But Buddy Landell was like a crab in the barrel, because Buddy Landell acknowledged that Ric Flair was the Nature Boy. but he was trying to take the Nature Boy's spot. So they were enemies at one point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's more of a crab in the barrel.
Yeah,
because
but they were competitors too. But
well, that's what she's talking about. Yeah. People are trying to be collaborative, and not being really collaborative. They're being more competitive, but they're using the term collaboration. They're using the idea that they're going to collaborate with you. And I'm trying to look at 2 phones, and it's not going to work. So I'm going to do something like this. And so, you know, people are thinking, great, I have more hands, I have more expertise, I have a team, and they're finding out that they don't have a team. What they have are people who've come just to take. And so, you know, what we're doing is we're talking about it. We're saying, of course, it's not cool, but I don't want our visionary people, our innovators, to get the idea that they have to, yes, of course, be cautious. But I don't want people to shut down in the sense that they cease to collaborate at all because someone has done this. And so, you know, we're just talking about it. You know, we've got to fight against that spirit. We've got to fight against that that happening. You know, after a while, some of these people we're going to just know who you are coming, that you don't mean us any good. You don't mean anybody any good. But we also have to do it when it comes to community, okay? We have to do it when it comes to community. We're partnering with a bunch of different groups to do back-to-school events. I don't even say that we're doing that much. We just got involved with some people who have a larger network than we do. But the freedom of information that's going back and forth, the freedom of support is very, very infectious. It's wonderful. You know, literally, it's collaboration over competition. And when you really get a hold of that concept, it's amazing. You know, so just, you know, we know that there's going to be these people who are like, hey, they're smiling. I love you. No, you don't. You're just here to take something. You're here to, you know, to steal. But at the same time, I don't want our collaborators, our innovators, to feel so burnt and bitter that they cease to see that there are people who still literally, legitimately, and honestly want to help. And that's, I guess, what I'm talking about. You know, there's people like myself who, like I said, I've run into just so many closed doors with people who figure, well, what do you want? Or they have their own agenda, and instead of being able to share things, they can't. You know, so we have this kind of closed door mentality with only a few people being on the inside. I've been told that about some things. And again, like I said, I don't mention names. It's not about the name. It's about the issue. It's about what's happening. But we just want to encourage people. Yes, it exists. I'm not going to stay long because we got things we got to do. Get ready for this party. But it exists. Be mindful. Use some wisdom so that you know who your true collaborators are. And whatever God has for you is for you.
Yeah. So you can't worry about the crabs in the barrel.
Yeah.
God has so much to do, so much, you know, in as far as what He has planned for you.
Yeah.
If you draw on to Him, now God ain't a forceful God, so He's not going to force you in order to build a relationship with Him. But as long as you're willing to build a relationship with Him, He's going to give you certain avenues in order to go.
And He's going to bless
that
you.
No one can really stop that you from going.
The friend of mine that does the vision boards, and she said, "Oh, Judy, I saw somebody come out with the, you know, I just had the conversation, but I had to tell her, I said, nobody does what you do. Trust and believe. Even if they attempt it, they're not going to get too far because the passion that God put into you is for you. It's not something that you can just, you know, well, we used to have that thing, Memorex, reasonable facsimile. You just can't do that and really impact people's lives. And I had to encourage you that way. When we had people who were attempting to do the CLE and call it certain other names or call it upscale certain things, and we were like, really? You know, we were
Well,
one.
you went crazy about it. I kind of
I did
was
because, first of
inspired by
all,
it, but you just
on a
went
business level, I was
fooling.
inspired by it, but on a business level, I was about protecting the name because we had created that name. And so I was about protecting the name. I wasn't worried about what they were doing because either you're going to do it or you're going to burn out. And most of those people have not continued to do what we do every second and fourth. They have not continued to
Well,
do it.
really, because they're too cliquish. Well, one
Well,
of
for
them.
whatever reason.
Even though bourgeois. What up, Dana? But
Oh, move
let me
over.
know when you're coming down. But bourgeois, Daddy used to talk about that. It's a German word, but bougie. So too arrogant, too
And this is what kills off crabs. Let me
yeah,
tell you something.
arrogance.
Your arrogance, your the cliquishness,
Yeah.
whatever it is, and the fact that if you are a thief, guess what? You usually are also one that's going to be stolen from as well. So you keep stealing. If you're trying to steal something that's not yours, then you're bound to be around other thieves who will steal the little bit that you think you got.
So what I say is I know so many ways that we turn people off, right? By the way, by what we're doing could be turned off, but really they'll turn off if they hadn't been to what we put in front of the table. They really have no idea, period. Like they would get turned out if they come to our events and have never been. But if they come to their Christian lounge experience or what they call Christians, they'll walk out as soon as they get in. Soon as they step half a foot in the door, they'll run just because of the requirements they have, just because of the music they have. One thing that we do is we bring the secular crowd into our crowd. I get DJs, I get anything that I do is from the secular realm of things. Some of them are different ministries and stuff like that. But if you look at the DJs, they perform in various clubs. If you look at some of the artists, they could be secular artists, but they could do one or two songs about God that they have about God. They transition that into the Christian lounge experience. So they build upon and let people know, yeah, we do this over here, but let me tell you behind the scenes or whatever, I have a relationship with God, and you gonna know my relationship with God, and they're comfortable within the atmosphere. So we're far from a church. We're not bringing church, and we're getting back on me, but on us, but at the same time, we're not bringing church outside of the church walls. We're bringing Christianity. We're bringing Jesus outside of the church walls. So it's a big difference. So with that being said, there's no way they can steal our ideas. It just won't work for
Well, I
certain
mean, this is
people.
what I'm trying to say. Crabs in the barrel, they don't care if they steal your exact idea. They try to run with what little bit they got. And this is why I'm trying to encourage our innovators. Do not get worried about what little bit they were managed to snip off and run off with, because basically, that's not what. When you are directed by God to do something, you're going to do it. Whether 50 million other people try to do the same thing, whether five other people come to your organization only to take it and leave, you're going to still do it. And I think of my encouragement is Beverly Davis, who continues to do in a community where she doesn't get much recognition. I'm sure other people have come to her, sat on that board, and then ran off to do other things. She continues to do because the passion and the dream was given to her. So, I mean, even if you've got crabs in the barrel, you got people who are, not coming only to take and coming only to see what they can see, not really to help you. The vision was given to you. And when the vision is given to you, it doesn't matter who comes and leaves. Because God is the one who gives the increase. God is the one who continues to bless you in your endeavor. And this is what I try to do when I hear people go through this. I'm like, look, what God gave you to create, they can try to recreate it. It won't work. Because it's sort of like, I didn't take the original, I took a copy of the original. Well, a copy is never as good as the original. In certain circumstances, you can't even use the copy. You need the original. So what God is intending for you to do won't happen. I just don't want people to become bitter over that environment.
Yeah, be inspired by it.
Right. Be
and
inspired.
Even if they don't acknowledge you, you acknowledge them. Like, I see you. I see what you're doing.
Over there.
You ain't acknowledging me, but at the same time, I'm going to acknowledge you.
And my old folks used to say, shame the devil. Sometimes, you know what, and he tells me all the time, oh, Judy, you trying to be politically correct? No, I'm taking the high road, and I'm going to shame you because a thief knows himself to be a thief.
Yeah, but the way you go, they don't know whether you shaming them or not. I know you shaming them, but they don't know.
Yes, they do.
Just like
later
last
on,
night.
they'll be like, oh, who came back and wanted to be my friend? Shame the devil. You got to understand.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
but you ain't shaming them. You ain't calling the people out.
No, but that's not what I mean when I say shame the devil.
Well,
shame the devil means that when they have their behavior, you're exposing that behavior by the difference in yours. Not that you got to call them out. I know that's your claim to fame. You love calling people out. I let you do it. I'm like, that's his little forte. Mine is that you're going to see the contrast and that negativity that you keep putting out by the positivity that I'm putting out. And you're going to be ashamed of yourself, which is what really needs to happen.
But they don't know that it's them, though.
They
don't know that you
They don't have to acknowledge that I shamed them. God helps them acknowledge, because why would certain people come back to be my friend? Think about it. Unless they were shamed. I didn't say 2 doggone words to them, really. But I continue to take that high road, and God shamed them. See, the thing of it is I'm not always trying to do God's work. God can do in a person's heart so much more than I can do. Even you can do by calling them out. So the point of them is, I get out of the way. Let God take care of your little spirit, little off spirit.
Yeah, but the thing about it is,
I know you just feel better for calling them out, but I don't know about that.
I don't really feel better. I just play with them. I don't feel.
You gotta get something out of it. You do it so much.
Yeah, but I do it like when I do it. Yeah, I call them out but it ain't to shame or whatever. Like, people need to know who these people are.
Well, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I get excited when you do it, because in a way, I was like, ooh, everybody gonna know where you stand in your position.
Yeah.
But
if you
like
fake,
I said,
there are a lot of people who, I know you gotta go, but there are a lot of people who call me fake and believe that I'm fake. And believe that, I'm a certain type of way, that I'm phony, right? Mm-hmm. And they call me out on it, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't feel no shame about it. Sometimes I just laugh about it. Or whatever, because...
You have to understand the saying of shame the devil. Shame the devil means that you do not participate in the same devilish behavior as the person. So that's why I'm just making sure.
I know that, but that person, you don't know whether that person wanted a part of the excitement or not, and she probably wanted a part of the excitement.
You know what?
You know what I mean?
Is that what we're talking about?
You talk about people that get caught up in their feelings, right?
All I'm saying is, the mentality is out there. Rise above it.
Rise above hate, John Cena, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Keep your focus on your dream, your visions, your innovations. Keep your vision on God. Keep your sights on God. And let these people fall as they're going to fall. Because if you run through life being a thief, if you run through life always having these negative attitudes, God is not going to bless you. And sooner or later, you're going to fall into your own trap. So just keep on the high road of doing what you have to do.
Yeah.
But don't grow bitter over these people, and don't stop collaborating because of what's going on. Just learn to watch those people coming to say they're collaborating. Watch them.
All right, so we love you.
We love you, but God loves you more. Bye-bye.